Hi, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Easy Astro, aka Jalik the Third, and this is Season Aspect, where we go about like seasoning the conversation with astrology, but ideally the meat, potatoes, bread, all the stuff in the conversation is going to come from like experiences shared with myself as well as who I got on the other side of the mic or on the screen. So today, understanding that it is cancer season, and I have one of my good friends here to talk more about cancer season. So, hey Oliver, want to give insight and details about you and what's up with you and what's happening. So I'm gonna give you the floor now.
Yeah, what's going on, man? And thank you for having me on the podcast. Happy Cancer season to all my fellow Cancers out there. So yeah, a little bit about myself. My name is Oliver. I go by Ollie. I go by Oliver Haeden. That's my stage name. Or I go by OV. Depending on what creative aspect you see me in, I could be using one of those names. I am an actor and I stream on Twitch and yeah, I'm pretty much just a chill guy. So I don't be doing too much. I love video games. I love movies. I'm kind of just ranting right now, but yeah, I love different creative avenues and outlets. I dibble and dabble into like some anime and some superhero stuff too. But yeah, so I kind of dibble and dabble into different pockets and stuff.
And no lie, I feel like that speaks to like your big three. Also, like your Cancer Sun, you have Gemini Moon, and Virgo Rising. But no lie, the reason why I laughed was because you said I'm a chill guy, and I thought of that meme.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's
Yeah.
what made me think of that. But really getting into just you, just the fact of like, hey, you're an actor, you do Twitch. How did you get into that? Like what was there something that originated from youth that got you into acting, and how has that just shaped your hobbies and stuff now?
Yeah, so I come from two parents that are in the arts as well. So my mom, she did theater and my dad did theater as well. That's how they met. My dad was more on the playwriting side and my mom was more so like on stage and everything. So I kind of just got that love from them, specifically my mom, because when I was a kid, she'd always tell me stories about how when I was like maybe 2 or 3 years old, when I didn't really need anybody to really watch me, when she would have rehearsals, I would just be sitting in like the front row and just be like, you know, gazing up and just watching the whole rehearsal. So I think growing up seeing her, do her craft and everything, it kind of influenced that into me. But I didn't really start acting until like high school. Like I didn't really find that love for it until like really like later on. I didn't do much acting as a kid. But yeah, like I would say like high school, like late high school, and then I majored in it in college. I got my BA in theater and then moved to LA to pursue it. But yeah, it's been a journey so
That's
far.
what's up. Like, it's cool to see that. And as well as, like, I can see your chart in my head while you're talking, how
Mhm.
you have your moon as well as your Venus in the 10th house. And the 10th house is associated with how people may perceive you, but
Mhm.
also career and legacy. But seeing that within Gemini, as well as the moon can have its associations with the mom, and then Venus can be associated with arts, and having that see you can see well, I can see like your mom and your story in your
Mhm.
chart literally right there, and then how that moves over into like moon aspect, or not moon, but rather the Cancer is associated with the moon, and how
Mhm.
that can be associated with your 10th, your 11th house of networking, hopes, and dreams, and your mom being that like starter and moving up into your 10th house. So that's dope. Or rather, that's how I perceive it. So that's really cool. I appreciate
No,
you for sharing it.
for
So
sure.
when it comes to Cancer, what does it mean for you specifically?
For me personally, I feel like when people describe a cancer, I'm kind of 50-50 on it because I feel like I have characteristics of being a cancer, but I feel like I lean heavier into my other placements because people say like, well, like stereotypical, like, cancers are like emotional and sensitive. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. But I feel like I can be those things, but I don't wear my heart on my sleeve. Like I'm very reserved and very, I would say, guarded in a sense, but I'm very intentional about, those type of emotions and when to, tap into them and things of that nature. So I would say, um, I feel like I'm very well, like I feel like I'm very grounded. Like I have like water, I have earth, uh, and air. Gemini, Virgo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's like I feel like I'm very grounded, and I'm not just, that stereotypical Cancer that people think.
Yeah, and that's something that I was going to ask because, yeah, people have this rap for Cancer men. It's like, oh, y'all are not it for folks. But as you
Yeah.
stated, there's multiple things relative to just being somebody's sun sign. You have, for one, starting off, you are a Virgo rising. You're a Virgo rising at 29 degrees. So 29 degrees it's like a sense of urgency, but more so this extensiveness, this full on like to being a Virgo. So it's like, hey, exactness, like wanting to have everything in a specific place, wanting to be cognizant and aware, and like you said, intentional. But on
Hmm.
top of that, you have your Mars. Mars is a planet of action, drive, and having that in your first house too, it put, I would say, a double down emphasis on being like the intentional, like what is it? That song by off of Solange's album, Do Nothing Without Intention. Like
Hmm.
literally, I feel like that is like kind of a playbook in the back of your mind. Like everything I'm gonna do is has something to be intentional with. So with that, going into like, all right, Mars and Mercury, they're in your first house, navigating how you go about perceiving the world, and then going into your 10th house, how people may perceive you. How do you feel that is? Like, you may feel like, is it a difference there were, or this? Do you feel like you have to put on for people? Like, there's always a potential mask that you're portraying for folks, and do you ever have a time to turn that on and off?
Um, I don't really think about it, to be honest. I think I enter every room as myself. Like like that's tricky. That's a tricky answer because um I feel like depending on the situation or the surroundings or the circumstance that I'm in, people would get a different Oliver, I would say. Like how I am inside my house and like, the comfort of my own home is a different Oliver compared to like when I'm at work or like when I'm, around family or, different aspects of my life. So I always lead authentically with, who I am, obviously, but different parts of my personality come out in different areas of my life as well. And so that can be with like different set of friends, or I'm a little bit more reserved with some friends. I'm the more like laid back friend, or in other social groups, I'm that more outgoing friend and I, joke around, do all this other stuff. So it just, I think it's based off of like other people's energy too. How I choose to give my energy or, like my full self, or do I kind of, give a little bit, not too much. I don't know if that really answered the question, but
Now that answered the question, I realized that we went from a statement to a question.
mhm.
So I truly appreciate you going with that. And I feel like
Yeah.
that is true. That speaks to your placements in Gemini, like well, shit, your whole chart. Like like it's a mutable rising chart. Like, hey, Virgo, Gemini, flexibility, adaptability, and being able to do that within situations. So, like you just spoke to, hey, depending on who I am engaging with and that energy that they give off, this is what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to your friends and interacting with them, like Cancer there and having like
Mhm.
those feels, that depth. There's a depth to Cancer. It's not like depth like I wouldn't say Scorpio's like deep. Like, hey, we gotta stay up surface. Like that's why I try to make sure when I'm talking to people, like, all right, we ain't trying to scare people off. We
Yeah.
ain't trying to get too deep. But when it comes
Yeah.
to like your friends, and having cancer there. Cancer is like associated with family, like a familial sense.
Hmm.
So having friends, is that, would you say there's like an extension of family? Like, especially even with going off to college, like someone told me that those times that we spent in college, granted we went to different colleges, but
Hmm.
going to HBCUs and going to
Hmm.
schools down south, in general, people can have this too, but that hyperfixation or hyper bonding you have with folks, do you see that as like, hey, even now as an adult, like extension being towards, oh, that ain't such and such, like that's like my brother, like
100%. 100%. A lot of people that I went to college with, I still to this day, I graduated. I hate to, I'm not even gonna say. We old, bro. I graduated in 2015. That was 10, it'll be 10 years in no in December. But all that to say,
no,
hey,
because I'm over here like I graduated in 2016.
yeah, it's coming. Hey, that 10-year coming for you.
But
But
no, you right.
but all that to say, like, even after being so far removed from college and like, once you graduate, people start living their own lives. There's still people to this day that I consider family, like my friends, my line brothers, because I pledged Alpha Phi Alpha at Texas Southern University. And so, like, I live with one of my line brothers. Like, that's like my legit brother. Like, he moved out here and he was like, hey, bro, we moving in together. We really out here grinding together, both in the same field. He's a director of photography. And so we work on kind of the same projects. But yeah, he told me, like, bro, like, we're brothers at the end of the day. Like, I'm gonna have your back, you have mine. Like, we really out here together. So 100%. I treat my friendships, like especially if it's long term and I've known you for years, like your family after a certain point. Like, I got your back, you got mine. 100%.
Okay. And you brought up your fraternity.
Hmm.
I do have a question. Have you watched Love Island this most recent season? I do have a question. I have a question.
Hey, I'm on it. This is my first season ever watching Love Island, and I'm hooked. I don't know
Look,
what they got in that show, but it's
okay,
crack.
look. I told myself I didn't tell myself I wasn't gonna watch it. The thing is, initially, it was just like I'm not pressed to do like all this. I'm like, okay, because
Hmm.
coming from the outside, I'm like, this shit is like a social experiment. And
It is.
then like I saw one TikTok where they explain like how the reason why they have things set up certain ways, like they don't have cameras, they don't have like
Hmm.
clocks on the wall or anything like that. And I'm just like, oh fuck no. Like I'm not this shit is like, no, ain't no way. But
Yeah.
also to the fact too that even before it started okay, we need to chill out with it. But
You have no new messages.
nobody asks. I appreciate that.
Siri
But
spying on our ass. Goddamn.
look, bro, look, we ain't even about to get into that. I'm just like, I don't know that I could do it. But also, before the show started, they were like, "Oh yeah, we got somebody from Ski on there." I'm like, "Okay, cool. What's up?" Like, and I found like it
Mhm.
was Alandria. I'm like, "Bet that's what's
Oh
up."
yeah, yeah.
So I haven't watched it. I really didn't peep it until like a couple weeks ago when it's like an onslaught of shit on my timeline. And that was, I don't know, I don't remember when. No, it was when Huda started like crashing out and shit.
Hmm.
That's when I started seeing the stuff. And I'm just like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So then I saw the one the night before where Olandria didn't have nobody and like all the girls were crying and she was just strong, and I was like saw all the little reviews and stuff for TikToks people being made. I'm just like, okay, all right, okay. And then I saw like one of his friend, like Taylor's friends, like, yeah, he kind of weird. I'm just like, it started making me think like, damn, does he have like Aquarius placements? Like he might take him a minute to like get to know people. This nigga got whole ass Gemini placements. Like, oh, okay, like, all right,
Hmm.
cool, whatever. But then I started watching the episode that came on last night on somebody's live.
Hmm.
I got to like 10 minutes of that bitch. I'm like, ain't no fucking way. So I was happy. I was happy that Nick and Landry got together, but I'm like, yo, she was
Yeah.
like, are you feeling the same way? And I was like, bro, Nick like you, but he gonna say no. But
Yeah.
and then the thing that got me to turn it off was the fact that Taylor was like, "Yeah, bro, I got like 2 girls." I'm like, "Nope, nope, shut the shit off. I'm done. I'm good." And then to hop back on TikTok later to see what the fuck he did, I'm like,
I know.
"Get that nigga out!"
I was literally punching air watching it right here. I was like, you mother, hey, you better do the right, you better make the right decision, bro. And he went and chose who he chose.
Like,
And I'm
get
like,
that nigga out,
mm, and you represent an Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
bro.
On national TV acting the way you acting. Come on, bro. Come on.
I was just like, "Oh, bro." I'm gonna have to see because every time I'm like, you know what, I ain't about to watch it because I'm not really pressed to see everybody. But it's like, damn, now everybody's entering it because it's like Nick and Olandria. I'm here for it, but it's like, okay, he went back to Sierra. They coupled together.
Mhm.
Olandria by herself now. What the fuck is gonna happen? And I'm just
Yeah.
like, hmm. But it's also the empath in me. I'm just like, damn, they really going in on these folks in comments and stuff. And I'm just like, I saw one TikTok where it's like, hey, whoever operating their pages, turn their comments
Yeah.
off because they are people are mean,
Mean.
like
They had
cold.
to, so one of the episodes, it was one of the most recent ones. They had like a cut to that said, Love Island doesn't condone like cyberbullying and all this other stuff. Like we love, all this other stuff. And I think that was in response to like everybody just going in like this season, like America going in on the contestants. Like people have been very mean, and like just saying hurtful things. And I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah, like I think also with the having Meg go on there and provide insight too, just to share like,
Yeah,
hey, just have a precursor to having that message go out like, yo, these people are people at the end of the day.
exactly.
But also, it's not even a but, it's a and considering the fact that I don't know what the time lag difference is because you see
Hmm.
people getting kicked off, and then what's different that I was talking with somebody about reality television in comparison to like how it was when we were growing up is the fact that oh, it was reality TV. Like what you got, that was it. Like you
Yeah.
didn't get like the stuff on TikTok where it's like, oh, you get the behind the scenes, you get like, oh, folks' family, like, oh, I didn't know that I was like, I went to high school, I did golf, I was in golf club with this girl. Like, you
Right.
get all that insight and all these details, and I'm just like,
Right. All we got was the show and then the reunion.
yeah, that was it. But now you get like additional details and insight that's like, okay, you can see how this person is outside the fact, but it's just like, what's the difference? Like, what's the timeline? Because I saw that old dude Zach with the K was back in Thailand, and I'm just like,
Mm,
I don't know,
yeah.
I don't know. But then it's just like you see people at the airport. You see Coco and old dude at the airport. I'm just like, bro, I wonder
Yeah.
if they have it set up to where like, hey, record, draft these, and at the point in time when you're about to leave, then upload them.
That's interesting. I never thought about that. I was under the impression that it was like they would record an episode the day or two before it actually aired. So I think they're like, recording it. Let's say if there's an episode tomorrow or Monday, they're recording that mug like right now.
Oh,
And then the producers and whoever, I guess whoever edits it or whatever they do. Actually, I don't know. I don't want to say, I'm just speculating. That's what I was told. But I think once they're booted off, it seems like they're back home like within like two or 3 days. So
oh, well, honestly, to say that with when it comes to editing, like getting into this as a hobby, I was telling people like, yeah, I see why podcast episodes they aren't as like 2 hours at best,
yeah.
just because the fact that you have to go back and edit, and I'm just like, people are like, well, why don't you get somebody to do it? But I just realized not realized, I understood it, but could put a name to it today was the fact that, yeah, I could, but
Mhm.
it wouldn't be my art then. Like, it's
Mhm.
not, I wouldn't see what I see where, oh, a certain breath marks or a certain takes is certain considerations or this phrase here, like, if I put
Hmm.
it this way, will it capture this meaning? Like somebody else probably might not see it. They may see it, but it might not be to the exactness that I would want it to be portrayed. So it's just like taking steps and growing it with it. But yeah, I see why editing would is as extensive as it
Hmm.
is, but I also appreciate it too. But getting back to that, I'm just like, yeah, if they were able to do like turnovers that fast, that's crazy.
Yeah, 100%. I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, what's up? Oh my
What
God. Like nobody
yeah,
asks me questions, so I'm here.
no, I know I seen when you started like, doing your astrology series and everything, but I just was curious as to like what made you want to start doing a podcast and like, kind of just living in this space with it.
Hmm.
Like what started this for you?
So what started for me was, I guess, the sense of learning astrology
Mhm.
because at one point in time, I want to say 2020, I was very self-conscious with the knowledge that I was like giving people. Like I would just talk to people like, "Oh yeah, like it's this." Like I would see stuff on Twitter and people would have facts and then people would comment like, "Oh yeah, there's this, like I relate to that," and then give details and insight. But then I'd
Mhm.
also have books that would give like facts or ideally understanding astrology is cycles, like the study of how you contextualize an experience and its planets at certain points in time. So people have been doing that for thousands of years and recording it in books. So reading that, I'm like, okay, this fact, this. And then talking to people and then getting that, it's like, oh yeah, you should do this. You should be able to do that. I'm like, I'm not, I don't feel confident in what I want to do. But also realizing that with my life, I don't live close to my friends.
Mhm.
So, in combination and understanding that, hey, I like to experience life and relate to people. I like to learn stuff from various different books, go back and access those things, but also apply it in real time. So when it comes to talking to people, it's like, yeah, let's do this. And it went from trying to do it on Instagram, and I realized that I'm like, hey, I don't really give off myself because I'm like, who is watching this? How is
Mm.
this being perceived at this point in time in real time? Like, it's not me like genuinely talking to my friends. Like that's a basis of it. It's like, hey, I want to talk to my friends. I want to just like talk to them. And what's something that's driven me is like, hey, I want to make astrology understandable to y'all. So it's like, hey, we can talk about this. It can be inputted in conversation and not be like, you know, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
or be uncomfortable. Like, ooh, we don't went a little bit too deep. You got me reflecting a moment. I wasn't trying to do this right now.
Yeah.
Let's not. So it's really going from, okay, let's do that to doing this. Cause I wanted to do like video stuff, but now it's cool to do video. I like talking to my friends. Some of them, they might not want to, y'all might not want to be on here like, ooh, I don't like how I'm looking today. But it's just like, hey, let me know if you up to it, if you want
Hmm.
it to be up, if you don't want it to be up, if you just want it to be audio, it can be audio. So that's what got me into being at this point in time now. And it's definitely like, ooh, okay, there's additional things that go into it. Like, hey, how do you want to present this? Like, it can be cut up. It can add stuff to it. You can add audio. Like ideally how I got into this point was just like wanting to be able to communicate with y'all and do more. But yeah, I would say still building on skill sets because wanted to add audio, different stuff, but ultimately this it helps me understand astrology as well as y'all understand astrology and whoever else decides to listen to this at the point in time that they choose to understand astrology. So that's how I got into this. But thank
That's
you so much
cool.
for asking it.
No, of course. I've always been intrigued. I'm like, man, she doing her thing over there. I like it. I like this lane. I like this pocket for you for sure.
Thank you. Because I'm just like, yeah, at this point, it's something to look back on. And I feel like that goes back into the cancer aspect. It's just like reflecting on different points in life. It's like, wow, yeah, cool, getting a master's, all that great stuff. But
Hmm.
that wasn't really like what I wanted to do. It's different experiences in life to get you to this point. I'm like, hey, you tried it. I'm like, that's cool. That ain't me. I realize I like to help people. And I feel like that definitely goes into that aspect for me. Like I
Hmm.
have Virgo in my 10th house. So how I want to be or how people perceive me is wanting to provide help and service to folks. So that's how I do it. And I have Cancer in the eighth house. So it's like other people, it's like this level, depth, intimacy, that
Yeah.
sense. So yeah, that's how that just be rocking. But it made me think, you brought up the fact of you do like you dabble in anime a little bit.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, let's get
like
into it.
when you think of Cancer season, what is an anime character that you think of or one that relates to you? You don't have to do a relation, but what's one you think of?
It's a great question. I don't know why my first thought would be like someone from Naruto. Maybe like, I don't know. I don't want to give Sasuke that rep because he's so emo, but maybe Sasuke. I don't know.
Really?
I
So,
don't know.
okay.
He's just, I don't
So,
know. He's just so emotional, bro. Like, but valid reasons. I'm not putting out Jack. He has very valid reasons for the way he operates. Who would you say, or like what anime would you say?
like I did a podcast episode with somebody else who's Cancer too, and we went through like a list of folks. And I had Tanjiro, like I had as a concept,
Mm-hmm.
because
Okay.
yeah, literally the man is very family oriented. Like
Yeah.
the fact that he went about just really like improving himself, injuring, damaging himself, like that is something like we
Mm-hmm.
mentioned too. It's just like, hey, the idea of like Cancer, wanting the sense of protection and to
Very
the sense
selfless.
of, yes, extending oneself to the point of hurting, like literally man's body has been tattered, shattered,
Yeah.
and bro's just chasing after Michael Jackson, bro. Like
Facts.
that's just the biggest thing that's taking place. And I'm
No,
just
facts.
like, I told people that I haven't finished the most recent season.
I haven't either. I
It's
forgot what
just,
arc I'm on.
I'm on the Hashira training arc. So it's like the one that's right after, or it's
The
right before
sword.
the most recent when it comes out, or it's supposed
Okay.
to come out.
Was that
And
the sword arc?
no,
Or
the Sword Art is right before the Hashira training arc.
okay. Oh, I think I am okay. I'm on the Hostage. Yeah. Because they
Yeah.
just finished. They just did their thing with it. Yep. I'm on that
So
arc right now.
with that, I'm just like, I don't know. My thing is like, it's so sad. Like, it's good. The graphics is great. Like,
Amazing.
love it. But it's so sad. It like I've cried just about every episode, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I know that I have a Cancer moon. I know that I'm emotional, but I'm just like, damn, I don't want to cry. Like, I don't want to cry
Yeah.
today.
I
And I'm just
know.
like, I've put it off. I've watched so many more anime. Like,
Hmm.
it's been at the back of my watch list on Crunchyroll for the absolute longest. But I said that I was going to watch it just to
Yeah.
be up to date, because ideally knowing how it ends, because it came out in 2020 and I know people who were reading the manga when it
Mhm.
ended. So it's like, all right. But I appreciate how the graphics and anime come out. So I'm like, all right, bet I'm gonna just continue to hold on, but I still need to finish it and go on
Yeah,
from there.
same.
So
I need to catch up. I need to catch up. What animes have you watched that have really like made you bawl like tears like you just couldn't contain? Or do you cry? Is that like a normal thing for you when you watch anime? Do you cry?
yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, I'm crying at every single thing, but I cry. Like,
Yeah.
what was it? I cried shit. It was this anime that came out. They don't have it on Crunchyroll, but I was watching it. It's called Rocks is a Lady's Modesty.
Hmm.
And literally just, it's the fact of this girl who she's going to this boarding school, this rich boarding school, but she ideally had to throw away a piece of herself, which was guitar, which was rock. And she comes across this girl who's just playing the drums in this old schoolhouse and just gradually building up this passion again. And just seeing that, like, that made me tear up. So
Yeah.
it's that. And then going into Windbreaker, like watching that, I never thought that that would
That's on my list.
be something to make me cry, but
Yeah.
yeah, that made me
That's on my
cry.
list. I gotta tap into that one.
So yeah, I'm not like a ooh, a boo-hoo, like we just bawling every
Hmm.
single time. But if it's a scene that really hits the feels, yeah, I'm a cry. What about you?
I just pulled up my notes because I have like a list of like animes like just going down. So definitely 100% Naruto. I cried at, throughout that. There's so many deaths in there, so many main deaths that's like gut wrenching. I would say I cried in Full Metal Alchemist. That one was crazy. I love Full Metal Alchemist. That's one of my favorites. AOT. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
AOT, definitely. That had me, yeah. Because it's like, I remember when I first started watching it, and it's like a journey. Like anybody that watches AOT, I would say obviously there's other longer animes, One Piece, but like just like that journey of watching AOT up until it finished was just crazy. One of the craziest rides I've ever been on with anime, personally.
Yeah, that it was a lot. Like I was thoroughly satisfied when it got to them storming the
Hmm.
other city.
Yeah.
Like yeah. But seconds, I would say minutes, seconds fucking later, Gabby gets shot and I'm just like
Yeah.
yeah, that was a
Yeah.
wave of emotions. So
Yeah.
you made me like pull up my list of. I have a list of anime. I need to update it. Definitely have watched multitudes since then, but
Hmm.
I'd say that I've cried from some more. But no, continue. Like, tell me what you got, and I probably can confirm as well too.
No, I think that was I think the future died. I don't think I cried in the future. It was good. It was a good one. I don't think I cried in. I think that might have been so far like the only ones that I've really just like had an emotional connection to. Like those three: Naruto, Full Metal Alchemist, and AOT. All the other ones was just good that I've watched. Death Note, Tokyo Ghoul, Spy Family. Have you ever watched Doro Edoro?
What is that about? I
So it's about this man who it's like it's really interesting to explain. So this guy, he's like a lizard man, and he's trying to figure out who turned him into like this lizard creature. And it's like it's about like these sorcerers against like these it's like bounty hunters in a sense. I'm not really sure. I don't really remember, but yeah, basically just this guy trying to figure out who changed his life in the most worst possible way ever. It's an interesting one. It doesn't take long to get into. Like you're like, oh shit, like they start the plot off like instantly. But it's really cool. I think they only have like one season so far.
have to check that out because I want to say I started watching it,
Yeah.
but I didn't continue watching it. But I'll have to go back and check it out.
Yeah.
So that makes me wonder, like, when it comes to your preference of genre of anime, what do you like?
It'd be all over the place, man. Cause like I enjoy Spy Family for its humor. I love the humor of Spy Family. I love the innocence of it. And then, there's innocent moments, and then there's also like gore and like just crazy action moments as well. So like it's interesting with that show. But I love like gore. I love gore. I'm a horror buff. So like anything with horror, like that's why I love Tokyo Ghoul. Like that one was a great one. Chainsaw Man is an excellent one. That's bloody as hell. um Dead Man Wonderland is a good one too. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I love the horror aspects of anime, but also like the fun adventures. Like the main character goes out on an adventure to figure out just to kind of like self exploration or some shit. I don't know. Yeah. So it just ranges. It just depends.
So when you said gore, horror, all that good stuff, it made me think to like, all right, you're actor, movie buff. Like,
Mhm.
would you call yourself what is it they call a cinephile? Like somebody who appreciates movies. But
Yeah, to an extent.
okay, so it made me think of specifically one show on Netflix. Have you watched The House of the Fall of the House of Usher?
I haven't.
You should check that out because I feel like it provides various levels of entertainment for you because for one it's horror, it's two it's like every title of or every episode is like a theme of Edgar Allan Poe's short stories. So
Ooh.
yeah, so it's like one with the telltale heart, like one I just remember the telltale I just remember the title, The Telltale Heart, but it's definitely multiple different things, but it's good. I didn't think that it was going to be horror or suspense, but I feel as though that would be something up your alley or down
100%. I'm gonna have to write that or not note that down. What's it called?
the fall of the House of Usher.
The Fall of the Man, when you said that, I thought you was talking about like an Usher documentary or something. I was like-
I heard it, like I saw it first. I'm like, oh shit, damn. But no, like it's good.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, they got some good actors in here
yeah.
too.
Like
Okay.
it's a whole monologue from the main character that you're getting the story from. And it's just like, damn, this is good. I watched it. I showed my mama. I told my mom about it. She's like, girl, why you didn't tell me it was scary? I was watching this downstairs on a big TV with surround sound. I'm just like, I am
You know
so
you gotta
sorry.
warn folks.
I am so sorry.
They got
But
Mark Hamill in there, man. That's the GOAT right there, Luke Hamill.
so yeah,
Yeah.
that would be
Okay.
something to check
I'm gonna
out.
check that out. I love that. I love that.
So, would you say, like, when it comes to movies, like, what
Mhm.
type of movie does that, like, your genres, preference for anime, does that go over into your preferences for movies?
More or less. I enjoy horror films. I enjoy romantic comedies, romance dramas. I enjoy sci-fi. I love like superhero movies. Um, I love thriller action. I'm really like really versed in like movies. Fantasy. It don't matter. If it has a good story, then I'll tap in for sure.
Okay. What do you recommend, like, for somebody to check out? Like, whether it's new, old, because, yeah, me, I would say personally, when it comes to watching movies, I like movies, but no lie, I'm not about to be one to be at home and just sit around and watch movies. Like,
Yeah.
I find
You
my
have to have that personality. I don't mean to cut you off, but you have to have that type of personality to just binge movies every day. I mean, not every day, but like all day, like a weekend or something.
And that's the thing though, like I feel like I used to be that person, but it's like based upon the situation because when me and my mom and my sister moved into a new apartment, we
Hmm.
didn't have cable. Like back when it
Right.
was that preference of
I
importance,
remember
like, oh
those
my
days.
gosh, like
Yep.
we missing stuff. So we just
Yep.
had this big ass box of VHSs, DVDs,
Yep.
and just continuously watching those like over and over and over and over to the point where it's like, okay, I'm not pressed to watch movies. Like I'll go to the movies to go watch a movie, but I promise you, I don't watch a movie over again. Like
Yeah.
I rarely, at this point in time in my life, I will go watch a movie. The only fucking movie that I've watched over again, I went to go see fucking Sinners twice. Like
Nice. Yeah. That's
that.
fair.
Outside of that, I have not.
That's fair.
Like
Yeah.
oh, I want to say two. I had a chance of watching two movies since even being in this spot that I moved into now. But yeah, no, I'm just not a movie person at this point
Yeah.
in time in life.
No, I get that.
But if somebody puts on a movie, like if I'm walking by and it's like, oh shit, like what's this? Or I'm like sitting down and like we in conversation, like conversation fades
Hmm.
to watching and just like, oh shit. He's like, well, yeah, I've seen this movie, but you've seen like probably 45 minutes into it in the conclusion of the movie. So that
Yeah.
is like movie preferences for that. But when it comes to something, what can you put me on to or whoever listening to just like, hey, you should check this out?
Man, I think it just depends on like your personal like interest and taste in movies. Oh, there's so like can you give me like a specific genre like if you wanted to watch like what type of movie?
So I wouldn't like off the bat. I think of horror, but I would say more so like if somebody had like questions or like keeping them wondering. Because that is, I think for me, the reason why I don't watch a lot of movies because I feel like I can predict a lot of the stuff that's going to happen relative to a
Mm,
situation. So it's just like, and I have to tell myself, okay, just keep on watching. Like it's okay that you,
yeah.
but just keep on watching. So something along the lines of that. Like, what would you say?
So something that you wouldn't be able to predict like the ending, like it's not like predictable. Well, I guess since we're talking about horror, or like a scary movie. I would say A24 has like a lot of good um horror-esque like scary movies that kind of leave you in your seat like what the hell did I just watch? So, for example, I think Talk to Me is one that just came out maybe like within like the last 2 years. It's interesting because you think it's just like another supernatural like horror film, but there's so much depth to that movie. It's more than just it's more than that. It's like this girl, and I haven't seen it. It's been I only saw it once, but from what I could recall, this girl, I think she was battling like internal demons. And there's a group of, I think one day she's at this party and they're at there's a social setting, and obviously people bring out the Ouija board and all this other stuff, but in this instance the Ouija board is this hand. And I think like it was like this viral Instagram video of this girl like touching the hand and some weird stuff happens, and so the kids at the party are like, hey, let's see what this is about. And so the main character, she goes and she touches the hand, and I think like I don't know what entity or what came up, but basically she got possessed. But it's just more to it than that. It was a very intricate movie. I would encourage, if people are tired of the trope, the traditional supernatural horror films, I think that's like it sets the bar for, you know, high in that regard. It's just totally different. So Talk to Me was good. I would say Midsummer. Midsummer is a good one, and that one has, I can't think of her name right now, but it's just a freaky weird movie. I don't even know how to put it into words. Basically like a full like shroom trip. Like
Mm,
that's what it feels like. You're on shrooms the whole movie.
okay.
But it's like a psychological horror though. It's pretty cool.
Okay, so I have to check that out. Like, I have to
So
check
yeah,
out both of them because I heard
yeah,
of
those
"Talk to
two.
Me." Like, I seen some clips of the hand,
Hmm.
but because when you started, I'm like, oh, okay, that. But I hadn't heard of that one, so I have to
Yeah,
text you to text those to me so I
I
can
got
remind
you.
myself to watch those.
I got you.
Now, it made me think when it comes to you watching movies
Hmm.
and being an actor and going to school for acting, do you feel it though? Do you pick apart movies or pick apart like scenes or just like have this perspective like, I wonder if like what went into doing this or this, or like you can catch certain things or stuff? Because I feel like that's me now when it comes to editing, just podcasts or videos. It's like before, it's like, oh wow, that shit was nice. That shit was clean. It's like, oh, I can pick up like somebody like they breathed here. Like it was different. And it's not like to pick up the faults, but you can see
Hmm.
that or have this idea or perspective in the back of your head. It's like, I wonder what all went into going to this. But yeah, I want to get your
Yeah.
take on that.
Yeah, it's interesting going to go see movies now. Because I feel like I was at one point in time, like even though I was acting and studying theater and everything and acting, I didn't really go to the movies in the mindset of an actor. I would go in the mindset of the audience member, like just going for pure entertainment. But now, lately, I've been going into movies and like just being an actor and watching the movie from an actor's point of view. And it's kind of annoying because it's like, I really want to just enjoy it for what it is, but it's like, it's hard to, I don't know why it's hard for me to turn that off now. But I look at performances, I think more so I try to gain information. I try to gain knowledge from these really beautiful actors and their performances. Like Jonathan Majors, this is like a perfect example. Jonathan Majors, when he did Magazine Dreams, that just came out like a few months ago. Phenomenal performance. That's like a one-on-one acting class for film. And I would even say specifically for like black lead male, like anybody that's trying to be a black leading man actor, like you need to watch that film because he killed it. Like I love that movie so much. But yeah, like I think sometimes I go intentionally to learn and to pick up on different ways to build my craft a little bit more, or to further my craft a little bit more. So that's one thing. I don't really look at like editing like that. I don't really look at the editing like how it's chopped up or whatever. I'm starting to look at lighting and how people use or how like productions use lighting to capture different emotions or certain aspects of a movie. I'm just starting to learn that a little bit, but yeah, I do go into it with an actor's mind for sure.
Hmm.
It sucks sometimes, but not all the time, because I do get something out of it as well.
And it makes me also think of too that with having your moon in the 10th house, in the 10th house ideally, it's not dealing with performance, but that is what people see.
Hmm.
So having your moon there, and that can go back to your Cancer placement because, like I said, Cancer is ruled by the moon. When it comes to emotions and taking on roles, do you feel as though that's sometimes a capability for you to process or navigate through emotions? Because understanding that Cancer is this thing that's, or a sign that's supposed to navigate through feeling.
Hmm.
And Gemini is someone, or Gemini moon specifically, what I've read is like, hey, processing through thoughts, through journaling, through talking. So you being an actor and having these roles and having different portrayals of different characters, and they have these different backgrounds of different backstories, do you find yourself sometimes connecting relative to a situation that may take place outside of work and being able to draw forth that emotion and potentially solving what may be a solution to something?
Yeah, I approach characters with a lot of empathy. I think, just me personally, I'm a very empathic person. And so when I'm in a character, when I'm learning a character, I approach it with a lot of empathy, and I draw from empathy from my own personal experience of life, you know what I mean? So there is a lot of, I guess, like personal emotion that I use when I act, obviously, but just living in the scene and drawing from the emotions from the scene that I'm in, and really like understanding what's going on in that present moment, like being truly present, like forget, that I'm playing a character or whatever. Like, what is this scene about? I'll give you a prime example. A film that I did last year, I had to play a boy with autism, and I didn't know nothing about autism before this role, and I had to do a lot of research and everything. And I almost didn't do the role because I didn't want to inaccurately portray a community and have that responsibility, you know what I mean? But I talked to one of my close theater friends, and she was like, you know what, just approach it as you would any other character. You create a backstory. Who is this person? Who is he as a person? Forget the autism. What is he like? What is his interest? What does he fear? What is, all that stuff. And then the autism is kind of like the cherry on top, is like the sprinkle. And so that kind of gave me a little bit more encouragement to, continue with the role. So reading the script and seeing what this character goes through, I was like, wow, like this is it's a lot. And you have no choice but to be, to live in those emotions, when you're playing a character like that. And so yeah, it just you just channel it. It just channels how it will, but the emotions come for sure.
That's dope. Like, definitely being able to pull from like the research and insight information that you take in,
Hmm.
that makes you really a great actor. Because some people, I'm just like, some people don't know, like, to have that passion or that capability to want to deliver something, but also do the research behind it. And I feel like that goes into your Gemini and Virgo placements because they're ruled by Mercury. Mercury deals with communication, and Gemini is like, hey, taking that information and being
Hmm.
able to filter it depending on your audience, who you're going to relate it to.
Hmm.
And Virgo is like, all right, can come in seeing like, all right, how can I go about fixing this? How can I make it this way working for me specifically? So I like that. That's dope. Like, that is
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, it was
So,
one of the most rewarding films that I've done ever. Yeah, it was very rewarding after it was all said and done.
See, you know what? That made me think of something, and I didn't know lie. I looked at your chart, have all this extensive details and stuff about your chart,
Hmm.
like, and like, hey, girl, you're doing too much. But it made me think about the fact that Saturn. So I hadn't been asking people this. I don't know why. I've had like a couple people who've gone through their Saturn return. So
Hmm.
Saturn return. How was that for you? Because you have Saturn in Aquarius in your sixth house of just like day to day tending to necessities like health matters, like service. How
Yeah,
was that for you? Because it's like, I
man.
want to say that was like late 2020.
Very
2023.
much so.
How was
Yeah.
that for you?
I remember going through my Saturn return. I didn't even know what the hell that was until my mom told me. She was like, "Yeah, you're going through it." And I'm like, "Yes, I am." But she put it into perspective for me. So, I would say around 26, 27, maybe. I think maybe like 27 is when I started encountering it. Man, it just felt like I couldn't catch a break, bro. Like every little thing was just back to back to back. So what started it off,
Are you going to
my
say your
car got
car?
stolen. Yeah, my car got
Bitch,
stolen.
what?
Yes. Your shit got stolen too?
No, it didn't get stolen. It got in a fucking
Oh,
wreck. And like
oh,
my
yeah.
Saturn is in the third house. So immediate environment. When I say I was restricted to my fucking immediate environment, I could not drive
Nah.
any fucking where. Like
Dang, that's crazy.
that shit is wild. But
Yeah,
your car got stolen?
my car got stolen. So I was actually in a trend. This was crazy because I was in a transitional period in my life where my current roommate, we were moving together for the first time and we were changing locations. We were moving to our side of town that we're on right now. And I was coming from South LA. And and it was literally like 2 weeks before I was supposed to like pack up and move everything over there, right? So I don't know why or how I forgot to park the car in the garage. I think we had neighbors and they was having like a party or something, and I couldn't park in there because they were. It was like a situation where it's like two townhomes built on the same lot. So you have one townhome in the front. You have a long driveway that leads to the townhome in the back. Mine was in the back. So the first townhome, the one in the front, they had kids and everything, and they had like a little play day or whatever, and there was stuff blocking the driveway. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna park on the street for now, and then once they finish, I'll go ahead and move my shit into the garage. Well, obviously I didn't do that because I went to, I got comfortable, I forgot. It just, mind you, I've parked on the street before and it was cool. I was chilling. I never had no problems. So next morning, I get up to go to work. I'm looking, I go out where I park my car, and I'm like, I know they did not tow my shit. I'm looking at the street sign. I'm like, okay, it says I could park here. It's no street sweeping. It's nothing. They would have normally given me a ticket, but it's good. So I'm looking around. I'm like, well, what the fuck? I look down on the ground and I'm like, a piece of my door handle, like the lock part, is on the ground, on the concrete pavement. And I'm like, these niggas got my shit. So I call the police and I'm like, yes, I want to report a stolen car or whatever. Boom. I call my job. I'm like, hey, my car got stolen. And they're like, okay, well, we still want you to come in.
Bro.
My job still wanted me to get there. So I had to take an Uber to work. And in the Uber, I get into an accident in the Uber on my way to work. And so all that happened, right? I got a rental car. Everything was cool. I was able to move where, all that stuff was good. And then, yeah. And then just after that, like just dealing with financial issues, feeling like I had like literally like dollars to my name at one point. Like I had no money, like just bills and everything. Like it was just a crazy time. And going through a relationship that just didn't work, and I was trying to make it work and it didn't work. And I felt like at that time I was becoming the man that I am today, like very resilient, very just, whatever happens happens, but you will get to the other side of whatever trauma, whatever tribulations you're going through, you will get through it. So I don't really worry about too much now because I've already been through so much that I'm like, you know what? I'll get through that. So yeah, those times was really crazy. Now that I look back. Oh, and I ruptured my Achilles
Damn.
at 30.
How did that happen?
I was hopping, I was trying to be a young alpha nigga,
Oh.
trying to show out on Founders Day and fuck around and slipped. And yeah, and I was out for half the year in 2022. Yeah, what was that? 2022, 2023. So, um, So yeah, but I feel like all of that was like transitional periods. Like I was transitioning from one city to another. Car got stolen, all this shit happened. I was transitioning into my 30s. That shit happened. So it's like all these little transitional periods, something like that happened. And not everything has been horrible. Like not everything has been bad. But
Oh, so you know what's interesting? So the story that you're telling me, contextualizing stuff in real time in my head, is just like, okay, when you were moving, literally like 2020, the North Node and South Node, the North Node was in Gemini, the South Node was in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is in your fourth house of home. So transitioning, ideally backing up, have to back up, giving you explanation of what the nodes are.
mhm.
Nodes, transiting nodes, supercharged points, ideally during that point in time of the year, giving focus to that area of life. So, right when Saturn return was hidden for you, the nodes were in. I'm look because I got your chart, like looking at it right there.
Oh
So
yeah.
your yeah, the South Node was in your fourth house of home, family, purging, releasing, letting go of things, and I see that as like moving from one place to another, and then at that point in time when all of that stuff happened. The third, let me slow down. My
Yeah, yeah.
mind. The nodes moved into Taurus and Scorpio, and the South node was going into your third house of communication, travel, transportation. So while it was squaring, causing tension to your sixth house of Aquarius when it comes to health, attention to day to day needs. So it sounds like that shit was like that with what was taking place and transpiring. But as you said, it shaped and made you into the person that you are today. So
Yeah.
that is something to take in consideration. But no, that just made me think of just like, I was like, that shit was happening then. That was definitely happening at that point. So I guess like talking about nodes and stuff, it's really a big time for you specifically because the South node is going through your first house. So self, how you go about navigating the world, perception of that, and like I said, South Node focusing on purging, releasing, letting go of things that no longer serve you, and then kind of like having that
Mhm.
moving towards the emphasis of the North Node, which is in Pisces. Like in Virgo, Pisces, Virgo's associated with control, Pisces associated with surrender. So, have you been seeing some points in time where it's like, hey, like how I've been navigating, how I've been moving, like how I feel like I need to have overarching control over everything. It needs to be exactness. Like you feel like it's kind of like shifting from that to, hey, I can have some openness relative to like the boundaries and the collectiveness of engaging with different people at this point in time. Do you see that taking place?
I do feel that. I feel like I don't know if it's related or not, but like I've been feeling a sense of like wanting to connect more with people. As before, I've been more closed off. Like I'm a homebody naturally, but I feel like lately my spirit has been calling me to be more social. And I feel like before I would use like me not having transportation or like me just making excuses of why I wouldn't go out and hang out with friends. Like it's a weekday, I gotta work in the morning. Like I mean, you can go out for a little bit, nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like, now I'm more go with the flow. Like, if somebody says, hey, we're going to this bar or something, we're doing something on a Tuesday night, I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. Like, like I'm more of like in a more free, I just feel more light and free to do things that I want to do if I want to do it. Now, if I do feel tired, I will listen to my body and be like, you know what? Not today. I had a long day at work. You can catch me again maybe another time. So I do feel like there has been like a shift in my energy where I do just want to be a little bit more lenient about my old ways that I used to think, how I used to think about things. Um, it's like more of like a just a free spirit mindset for sure.
Now, like I said, it's Cancer season, but also Jupiter moved into Cancer. So Jupiter is a planet associated with expansion, faith, also can be like intellect, mentor, teachers. So That idea of having Cancer in the 11th house and that extension of friends to being family and just being aware of like how you go about providing nurturing and security to yourself because you have that sense of like wanting to go out and expand and socialize. Feel that like well, for one, I feel like you answered one of the questions, just like those thoughts relative to
Mhm.
how you go about engaging with people. But do you feel that like that integration being more applied, or you see more like yeah, I would definitely see like do you see more people like entering like your circle, or as far as like teachers, mentors, those aspects of like helping, because the 11th house helps your 10th house of career, so people
Mhm.
entering into that sphere or your circle that can help you and benefit you, as well as seeing like with you reflecting upon those ideas of how you move, do you peep like
Mhm.
hey, engaging with folks like all right, maybe we moving in different directions and stuff like that, because Cancer is in your 7th house and it's making this easy flowing aspect to Pisces, which is in your 7th house, and 7th
Mhm.
house deals with one-on-one relationships, and it's not just like relative to dating, so it's just like hey, if you wanted to get into a partnership with somebody, as well as being able to clock like the things that you probably don't see in yourself, that like you see in other people that you don't care for, but low key that's stuff that's inside of you. So I know that's like a round the world question, but do you
Yeah.
get it?
Um, are you asking like who has come into my life that's actually wait, no, ask that again because I had it but then I lost it a little bit.
Okay, so as far as like Jupiter coming into the 11th house, like networking and stuff,
Mhm.
understanding that with Jupiter going into somewhere relative to networking and friends, think of it like this. If you put in the Greek mythology aspect of it too, Zeus he had a lot of kids
Mhm.
every which way. So the thing is though, even with having a lot of kids, he never saw all of them grow to fruition, right?
Mhm.
So understanding that wherever Jupiter is, you will plant seeds, but not all of them will be to that. So it's like I think of it for me, I had Jupiter going through Gemini in my 7th house. So it's like, hey, I came across some great ass interactions, but not all of them will be ones that are planned, like solidified, like gonna be with me for the rest of my life. It's like, hey, things are here for
Yeah.
a reason, season, and lifetime. So as Jupiter is starting to make his way into Cancer at these early degrees, are you starting to peep like, hey, I'm starting to come across like various interactions that could be good, beneficial for my career, for my legacy, but I really have to assess like those boundaries. Like, do they match up with the needs that I have for myself? Because, like, all right, I know that
Mhm.
I can not perform for people, but be in the spaces where I can make myself work in those
Mhm.
situations. But it's like, all right, what's changing? What's different? How is this? What do I need to go about working on for myself to go and move forward?
I think so. I think I have encountered some people more recently, like maybe within like the last year, but I guess I don't know if that really counts, but I guess cultivating those relationships that I started with last year and kind of bringing them into this new cycle. I have been still trying to nurture and nurture those relationships because there is a iron sharpens iron there as far as like you said, like networking and like kind of helping each other get to the same spot that we all are trying to grow to. And so yeah, I have noticed that. I have noticed that a lot. The universe has definitely been putting me in spaces and aligning me with people that think like me and that are like on the same journey as me. That's all I was about to say.
Okay. First of all, do you still have Spotify? Or you use Apple Music or something now?
I use Apple Music now.
Bro, that sucks.
They got me. Only because I bought the Air Maxes, the little big, the ones that go over the ear, and the quality of music, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not sponsored by Apple or nothing. But them shits bang, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Apple Music's music is like on another level of quality. Like they really yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Spotify's doing. I don't know if I haven't been over there in like 2 years, so they could be amping up their game too. But all I know is Apple Music is I have no complaints.
Like, I have an account with my mom's, but I don't use it like that for real, for real. I listen to I listened to Tyler the Creator's album off of there, and I listened to Kendrick Lamar's album, but I still find myself listening to music off of my Spotify because I pay for it. So
Yeah, I feel that.
yeah, but the thing is though, I don't. Well, I haven't been over there since since 20, since 2020. That's crazy. But okay, so I guess we can talk about like updates and stuff. When it comes to Apple Music, like as a song or album ends, does it give you like a preference to go? Does the album just end, or does it give like a song or like, hey, here's like a preference of songs? Okay, so they didn't
Yeah,
update
so
it.
yeah, when the album ends, it'll start playing another song that's pretty much in that same category for sure, yeah. Or like
Okay.
a playlist or anything, it will do that. One thing
Oh.
I do miss about Spotify is the curated playlist that they give you. Apple Music does that too, but I just feel like Spotify, they gave you music that wasn't mainstream. Like I used to find, like when I had Spotify, I felt like I was like a music guru. Like I was finding music that nobody was listening to. Like maybe like a select few people, because there are a lot of, people that enjoy music and obviously, but it was a select few people that I could like send this to and be like, you heard this shit? And they'd be like, nah. Or like, some other people be like, yes, you tapped in. Like, and I felt like with Spotify, it was just so much easier. With Apple Music, they really push out like their heavy hitters, like the really mainstream artists. You really have to go through the, weeds of it all to find like independent and these other artists.
I have to do that too, cause what was it when I sent you? Okay, is it K1 One? I was talking to somebody about this the other day. They said
Yeah.
I think it's K1. We're gonna go with that. So when I sent that to
K1, yeah.
you, was like, "Yeah, I heard it." I was like, "Oh, well, excuse me." So,
No, I wanted to mean like that, but I was like, I'm already tapped in. Yeah, for sure.
but I'm just like, I listened to it. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Hmm.
Ironically enough, like my least favorite song off that album is "Do What I Say." And I'm just like,
Yeah.
mm, yeah, I'm cool off of that. But everything else, I'm just like, this is sexy as hell. Like, this
Yeah.
is good.
I love how they started it. I don't know, their pronouns or anything, but I loved how, how they started the album off. It was like that really I think when we were texting about it, we were like that 90s R&B where you got like the raindrops and the leather jacket, leather pants, like
Yeah. Like,
you know,
it sounds so smooth. It
smooth. Yeah.
like yo, this shit is amazing. No lie, I feel like I've listened to it like once every day since then. I'm just
Hmm.
like, damn, this is a good ass album. I really want to get that on vinyl. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like
I think it would sound good.
it really, I believe it would too. Like, I want to get a setup to where like a subwoofer and a soundbar. I have a soundbar and a subwoofer, but it doesn't connect. So baby
Hmm.
steps, baby steps. But yeah, that would be amongst the things that I would want to have. But when it comes to you,
Hmm.
what is it for you? Like your sun, moon, and rising. Thinking about your big three. As far as songs, what would you think to put with each one?
Dang, that's a great question. I feel like I've been asked this before, like a long time ago. Um, and obviously I don't remember my answers. I feel like for today, so my big three
Mm-hmm.
in a song.
No, not just a song, like 3 songs. One for your Cancer sun, one for your Gemini moon, or just like Virgo rise. And you don't even have to think like, oh, Virgo, like how do I go about perceiving the world? Like, all right, when I think of Virgo, this song.
I think anything Virgo, I think Michael Jackson off top. So anything Michael Jackson, man, I would maybe like Human Nature or like some along those lines. You know what I mean? I would say would be like like a good Virgo, like good stuff for Virgos. Let me see what else for Gemini. I'm going through my artists right now. Gemini. I want to say like Cancer. I already got Cancer. Jaden Smith. Anything you put on by Jaden. I mean, he is a Cancer, but like he makes music for us. Well, not for just for us, but like he makes music for people who are in their feelings, who, just emo and like, I don't know, that just loves love and, goes through heartbreak and goes through all these different, you know, levels of love. Like his music is very beautiful. So I would put any of his music in the Cancer placement. For Gemini, I know I don't have a specific song from Jaden for that. for Cancer. I feel like I do, but it's multiple songs. And then for Gemini, I don't know. I'm thinking of somebody that's like, I know you said songs, and I'm doing artists, but artist is like I can get a feel for the song if I choose an artist.
That's cool.
I would say Gemini, maybe like I'm looking. Tyler, like some of Tyler's music, maybe Tyler the Creator. I'm gonna just go with Tyler. I'm gonna go with Tyler the Creator. I think just his music is just very, anybody who grew up with him during the Odd Future days to what he is now, you can tell the duality of his mind. Like he just has like this unique personality, and it just translates into his music. And I really respect that about him. Like he does not give no type of fucks. Like he's just who he is, he just is who he is, unapologetically. Unapologetically?
You had it right. Yeah, unapologetic. We're gonna keep on going.
Damn. Unapologetically.
Unapologetically.
Yeah,
Yes.
unapologetic. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Nah, I think that's it. So we got Michael for Virgo, Michael songs. We got Jaden Smith songs for Cancer, and then we got Tyler the Creator songs for Gemini.
Okay. So for Jaden, I don't know why, but I think of the song K by him. He has like so many songs, but when I think of Jaden Smith, I think of K because I love like the fact that he made a beat with
Okay.
Clippers. That shit is so fucking
Yeah.
hard. Like it's just
That
like completely different from the beginning of the song. And I'm just like, oh,
it is. That album is amazing too. I love that album.
yeah, Sorry goes
Yeah, Pink
hard.
is.
Was that Sorry or was it like the other one?
That one's I think that one's Pink. What's the Iris?
Iris.
Is it
Okay.
Iris? Yeah, Iris. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I got for Jaden. And then for Tyler, when it comes to Gemini, I think it's Amale. Like, I think of that song, as well as the fact it made me think of a TikTok where somebody's like, I will never play this song in my car again because they end up getting in a wreck. So,
You said Tamale?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that song is crazy.
So
Off of the Wolf album. Yep.
that
Love
was
song.
that. But it made me think of when you said something about the aspect of love. Having a Gemini Venus, I've heard that people are just like, ugh, Gemini Venus is it's like it's hard
Yeah,
to
it's
keep
so
it,
hard.
like y'all's attention when it comes to engaging. How do you feel about that? Because it's just like it's Venus, love, cooperation, balance. Like not, I wouldn't say balance, but like harmony. Venus is ruled or Venus rules both Libra and Taurus, so it's like some sense of harmony wanted to be strived there. But with it being a Gemini, it's like
Yeah.
attention. So how is that for
Well,
you?
and it's very contradicting for me because I'm a Cancer sun, so I feel like we want stability, we want family, we value love in that aspect of like having a family and all this other stuff. But with the Gemini moon, what I've learned is that we're very fickle when it comes to like wanting to be serious or like wanting to be with someone. It's like sometimes we're in it, sometimes we're not, and you can interpret it however you want, but like it's just contradicting, man. Like when I don't know. Are we diving deep into the dating stuff?
I mean, if you want to, that's no problem.
Okay. Well, I don't date. I'm not dating right now. But when I've tried to, I don't know, I get this sense of, it's not that I get bored. It's just like it's not what I wanted. I guess it's not what I wanted to do. Like I think I was trying to put myself out there, and these women were like ready for a relationship, and then I had to kind of step back and be like, oh snap, I don't want to give that false sense of hope when I'm actually not ready. So I kind of had to like pull back, and in turn, obviously that created friction with the girls. But it's like that wasn't really my intention. Like I'm always be like this lover boy at heart, if I'm ready to be in a relationship or not. That's just who I am. And sometimes it can be misconstrued, and it's like, oh, you're a player, you play games, and it's like, no, I'm not trying to play games. It's like sometimes I want this, sometimes I don't. it's just it sucks. It
Yeah.
sucks, man. But I think more so now, I'm just being more intentional about where I'm at personally, and I just like check in with myself, like, you know, do you want this for real? And if you don't, that's okay. But let that person know, like, don't try to, do the shit that you was doing before, like, all this compliments and almost love bombing. I think I might have, been a love bomber at one point in time. But yeah, like I kind of just stopped that and just been real with myself and like, bro, you're not ready to, engage in those type of relationships yet, and that's okay.
And I feel that, like, thank you so much for sharing that. And
Hmm.
as a fellow water sign with the air Venus, like mine is in Libra, I get that. But my moon is in Cancer, so it's like depth and wanting to have that with people, with relationships.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I would like that. But also the Venus aspect too is just like ick. Being more apparent of icks and like accepting those and like, hey, I don't like that. I'm not about to bend over
Yeah.
backwards to accommodate that. So you can be
Hmm.
with me. Like, nah, nigga, get your ass on. So that is what's been taking place. But no, I definitely get that. Like, hey, being real with people, being understanding where you are. So that is like it gets into the aspect of like Cancer being emotionally intelligent and like that evolution of Cancer, or how some people say it, like, ooh, they're evolved, they're not evolved. Like, so for Cancer not being evolved, or someone who's grown to understand, like, hey, you have emotions, you process them, but not putting claim to like, oh, like, man, Oliver made me feel this way, da 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 da. Like, no, you felt this way because of something relative to you, not putting claim to like, oh, this event made me feel this way, or oh, this person made me feel this
Yeah.
way. So when it comes to emotions and like putting that down to, it's like, okay, I'm aware of how I feel. I don't like how I'm feeling with this
Hmm.
situation. I'm gonna let you know. And
Right.
being aware of that, and like, okay, sometimes like you don't want to make people feel uncomfortable, and that can carry on and like, ooh, this is kind of like not tainting my feelings, but it's just like kind of making it difficult to want to relate it to you. But
Hmm.
yeah, at this point in time, we adults. It's like, hey, you gotta let people know, like, yeah, you cute, but
Right.
like, I'm just like, nah, we good. We're cool on
Exactly.
that. So that is really
100%.
like a big thing to take place. So I understand and feel that 100%. So it's
Yeah.
all good. Now, I guess with at this point in time, I would say, what do you got? Like, I feel like you being a Gemini, or not being a Gemini, but having so many Gemini placements, being on here asking questions, like, all right, you're listening, you're active listener, but you've asked questions. So you got a question for me?
I guess really the question that you asked me, some of the questions like I don't know your big three. I know you're Scorpio,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't know your moon or your.
So I'm a Scorpio sun, I'm a Cancer moon, and I'm a Sag rising.
Okay, got you. Relative to those, like what artists or what songs do you put into those categories for you?
Hmm. Okay, so for Scorpio, I think of like depth and intensity. And what is it? What is it? Who has it? Who does it? Honestly, no lie, I would probably say fucking the interlude by whatchamacallit. Just because I don't know, it's just like I see a scene with that song specifically. It's like intensity is passion relative to behind it.
Mhm.
So that's one aspect of a song. But when it comes to
What
moon,
song is that? You said the interlude?
mm-hmm, it's like
What is
fucking
that?
interlude, like Quan K1, that song.
Oh, okay, yeah, got you.
So most recently that one, but just far, and that's the thing though. Like with me, I tell people like I'm a very reflective person. So after this, I'm like, damn, I should have said this. But
Nah, same.
like,
Same.
um, who would it be? Because I feel like it's some amazing folks to be with the
Hmm.
Scorpio things outside of that. Yeah, I'm gonna find somebody amazing and think of it afterwards. But I can definitely say for Cancer, I think of Drake. I think of just like the feels, the emotions, like
It's a good
yeah.
one.
Like I was telling my friend Michaela, I was just like, I was thinking about Brand New in 10th grade. I just cried because it
I
was like
love that
relative to
song.
emotion. It's just like that
Yeah.
Jungle, Bria's
Mhm.
interlude, Shut It Down,
Classics.
what is it, Marvin's Room. Yes, all of those. Yes, Drake
The
has
ones you
it.
can Drake and drive. They say don't Drake and drive.
No,
You be in your feels.
no, I be stuck, bro. Jungle, yeah, like
Yeah, jungles.
just
Yeah.
like late night feels like it's just like this is really good. Now, when it comes to rising sign being Sagittarius, I think of what is it, Bodyguard by Beyonce. Just because it's like the sound, it seems
Mm,
like it's like you're open, like you're in a car just going down the highway, the
yeah.
window's down, like the top is down, and it's just it gives like for me, I guess for me with Sag, it's like guitar. Like I love guitar, like in a song. Like what is it?
Yeah.
I'm looking up on my thing. I got like Black Magic Woman by Carlos Santana, like that whole
Mm.
album. Like I want to make a playlist of songs that deal with guitar because it just feels like it's like it can deal with this vibe, which like, ooh, depending on rock or just like this psychedelic, chill, relaxed vibe. But yeah, things with guitar.
I wish, I still had my Spotify because I had like an acoustic guitar playlist. Because I love guitar too. Like that's one of my favorite instruments in music. Especially like the acoustic guitar or even like electric guitar, but specifically acoustic. Um, and I just made one for Apple Music, and I wish I could share it with you if
No,
you,
you can share it with
you
me.
to,
Like I told you, I got a profile, so send it to
yeah.
me.
All
I'll
right, I'm
check
gonna
it
send
out.
it to you.
Oh, and
But
also,
it's really like acoustics, like just acoustic guitar, like almost like yeah, alternative
okay,
mostly.
that's no
Yeah.
problem. So getting into genres of music, like my music category expands
Hmm.
various measures, various things. So like from classical to hip hop, R&B. Definitely like me being who I am, I have like primarily a lot of hip hop and R&B, but it really goes like EDM, house, all
Oh.
that. So yes, what is it? What is it? What was the most recent thing? They had like this drama with Kali Uchis and Sleep Token. Like listen
Mm.
to them too. So
Okay.
yeah, it's various things. So yeah, you go on, send it my way. I will listen to it. I will check it out. As well as like I will send you this playlist that I made where it's ideally all of the songs I made them to be like consistently the same rate or speed. So I
Mm.
got we can share
Heck
playlists.
yeah.
That makes me happy
Mm.
because I'm just like we used to do that, and I was like, damn, you ain't on Spotify no more. So
I
yeah.
know. Yep, I do. I do remember we used to send music. Yeah, we used to share music.
When it comes to travel, having I think of like Gemini and Sagittarius axis as like travel people who are like student teacher axis wanting to take in insight and information, but in the capability to do so is engaging with various different people, and that's not limited to one's immediate environment that Gemini is, but I've also found them to be ones that travel too. So what is that when it comes to traveling? Because as you said, you now live in LA, but like you're not from LA. So how does
Hmm.
that go in with shaping your life?
Like just traveling in general, or just like what? How do I feel about traveling, or what's the question for?
I would say, yeah, how do you feel about traveling? Because I feel like that shapes people and
Hmm.
having your moon in Gemini, and I feel like that is something like, hey, insight, information, taking that
Yes,
in, that comes with traveling too.
I will say I feel like in this life, in the next life, I was meant to be a backpacker. Like I was meant to backpack the world. I feel like my soul does not have a true home. I feel like I'm meant to really travel the world. And I wish there's other things I could say about that, but I love to travel. Like that's one of my if I could do it all, like if I could just stay traveling, I would. But I enjoy connecting with people that I'm not familiar with, like other cultures and stuff, like and eating their food and learning, just learning the new language or picking up on like, on their language, That feeds my soul, really. And yeah, I've traveled a lot. I've traveled a lot, I would say.
Coming from these travels, what's a place that you've enjoyed?
Hmm. I thoroughly, anytime I'm in Mexico, I enjoy Mexico. Jamaica was a trip. I took earlier this year that I truly enjoyed. Jamaica is so beautiful. The people are so nice. Such a beautiful, beautiful country. I would say Dominican Republic as well. Dominican Republic was really fun. I think my favorite overall that I've been to that I will always have memories with is South Africa and Cape Town.
Mm.
I went out there for a study abroad program my freshman year or after my freshman year of college. And just had like the best time out there. Made friends that I still talk to this day. One of my friends that's from South Africa, she lives in Switzerland right now, but she was out here in LA like a month or two ago, and we connected. And I hadn't seen her in like 10 since then. Like it had been 10 plus years, but we had kept in contact, through WhatsApp and Facebook and everything. So when she told me she was coming out here, I was like, oh yeah, we gotta meet. We gotta get some dinner or something. It's been too long. So just, I cherish that. Like when you meet somebody in a different country and you build like this really unique bond, and you keep in touch for years if you haven't seen them forever long, like I think that truly means a lot. I told her like, yeah, when I'm planning a trip to Switzerland soon, so I'm gonna try to get out there to see her. But yeah, I enjoy just bringing back a sense of knowledge. Like if I didn't know anything about the area that I was going to, any type of knowledge, I love bringing that back and destroying some of these tropes that America media paints these other countries to be. You know what I mean? Like, because a lot of them are peaceful, a lot of them are thriving and kind of like what we experience over here. Like we have homeless over here, they have homeless over there. Like they have more rural areas and some underdeveloped areas too, but that's not all that they are. It's cool. It's cool to experience in real time and not just through the lens of America media.
It's something I greatly appreciate from people who travel because I haven't traveled. The farthest that I've traveled outside the country is Puerto Rico, but
Oh,
aside,
that's on my list. That's on
it's
my list.
beautiful. It's
Yeah.
absolutely amazing to be out there. Like, loved it. And I would even say, amidst that, I would say I didn't fully experience all the things that I could have experienced,
Yeah.
but being out there was great in itself. But engaging with people who've gone to different countries and talking to y'all and just like receiving insight and knowledge that y'all share and the delivery, the tone, the demeanor that y'all have, it's like an air. It's not an air of arrogance, but it's like the sense of
Mm,
knowledge, like philosophy, like expansion. I can see it like amidst conversation. It's not like an aura type thing, but
yeah.
it's just you can peep that people have gone out and engaged and not
Mhm.
closed off their ideas to or closed off their minds ideas that could change their perspective and not being afraid of that. So that is something that I greatly appreciate to receive the knowledge from people who have traveled. So it's like, hey, it prepares me, but also it's like, okay, I take in consideration my expectations within that knowledge received. So I
Mhm.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and like you said, it's no arrogance or anything. Like I don't think I'm better than anybody because I travel or I just feel like it's my experience that I want to have and that that's just something that I enjoy doing. And so whenever I have the opportunity, I just go for it. And like in a few months, I'm going to go to Colombia for one of my homies' birthdays. So yeah, like it just happens. Like I've gotten into this mindset where like the money will come back, but like this time to travel and experience the world, who knows like what will happen tomorrow. Like take that I've just been in this mindset of just taking opportunities when it presents itself. And so yeah. And so if that means I got to call off for work and I might not have all the vacation days for it, but shit, I mean, they will still let me go. Fuck it. I might not get paid for like 2 days, but I
Hey,
I I'm going to do something that I love and have an experience that no money can, there's no value to that. Like there's like the value of that is higher than me working at that job and whatever. But yeah, all that to say that.
I was literally trying to find a way to like put that out like, hey, you're gaining some type of riches in
Hmm.
traveling relative to like the monetary currency that you
Yeah.
receive from work. So that is dope. So I would say when it comes to engaging with people and the
Hmm.
various ways that engagement can take place And I feel like your chart definitely shows that your capability of engaging with people across various different platforms, and that streams to acting as well as engaging with people on streaming. So with your streaming and developments towards that, like what you have, like how did you get into that? And I know that you've tried to get me into it, no lie, but it's just like I feel like my setup is not that way to do it. Like
We
I
gonna get
have
you there, but
look, but
yeah.
it's just like I think that goes into the aspect of being perceived, because literally the 10th house is
Mm,
like how people perceive you, and it's like okay, emotions here,
mhm.
perceiving, and me, I'm just like I want to make sure this shit is right. Like I have Virgo in the 10th house, so it's just like
Yeah.
hey, oh my gosh, did they see that? Did they see? Do I? Oh my God, what the fuck is that? Like, that is like, let's stop this. We're just gonna stop this all together. So, yeah,
Yeah.
what was it? I can tell you, I know it's to you, but I'm gonna tell you, get back to that. It's gotten better, but I remember one time I had a Snapchat. I know, like, look, to Snapchat, don't ask me if I got a Snapchat. Like, I have one, but do I use it, bitch? No.
No.
Like, that bitch is
No.
just active. But when it was like when we started using Snapchat, I
Mhm.
deleted my Snapchat because I accidentally like took a picture and posted to the main page, and I did not
Yeah.
know how to delete it. And I was like, oh my God, how do I delete? And I just deleted the whole shit.
No.
And I'm just like, I just created a whole nother one. That's how
Yeah.
bad like the idea perception was. But it's gotten better because I'm doing these things now. But when it comes to streaming, how is that for you? Like how people perceive you across various different platforms. How do you feel with it?
I truly enjoy it. You know, I started streaming from COVID. Like COVID, we was just in the house and niggas just playing a video game, playing Call of Duty. And I've always watched people play games like on YouTube. Like I've had like my favorite YouTubers and streamers, and I used to watch just to kind of get better at the game, right? So I started watching this streamer. He still streams. His name is Swag, Phase Swag. Um, I love the way he engaged with his community. He's very funny, very charming, just a nice guy overall, you know what I mean? And so I was like, you know what? I would like to have that type of influence as well. And so I enjoy playing the game. Shoot, why not turn on the stream? Why I just play the game with the homies, right? So I started that on my PlayStation 4, mind you, which was very interesting to navigate, like sound and picture quality. So early on, I was already like, I guess I don't care what people think, how how they would receive me or how it looks, because this is all I have. Like I can't fix it right now. Like I don't have the money to do it. I just want to do this because I like it. And so over time, I was able to, I guess, um, enhance my setup or whatever you want to call it. And now I have a PC that I stream off of. And so the evolution has been a blessing. I'm still able to do it in a better way now. But the way I feel about being perceived is you're gonna get what you get. Like either you like me or you don't. You know what I mean? And I feel like my personality, um, I'm a very inviting person, and I like to engage. Like I'm a very engaging person too. So if anybody's in the chat, even if I have like 2 or 3 people, which most of the times I do, and I'm always looking at my chat, like just engaging in conversation with them. And sometimes I'll have new people come in and they'll just introduce themselves, and I'm like, oh, yo, what's going on? Like, how you doing? So I just like to interact with people over there. But I honestly don't care what people think. Like I'm just here having a good time. Like this is an experience. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how I've thought the older that I've gotten. And when I post stuff on like TikTok and Instagram of me like doing goofy stuff, like I'd be in my room dancing and jigging and stuff, and I'll post that on TikTok. And I feel like people need to see other people have fun in life, because I just feel like people just have this idea that life is supposed to be this way when it's not. Like have fun, man. Like just have fun. Nobody really cares. Like nobody really cares. I think that's the thing. Nobody really cares. So I just be me, to be honest.
I like that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I need to hear that as well as just like to go back and reflect upon those words because yeah, I just be it's just like the thing for me is just like people watch
Hmm.
and and engage. Like either they don't engage, they just watch. And I'm just like, say
Yeah.
something, say hey, you can talk. It's okay. It's all good. But yeah, when it comes to Twitch
Hmm.
streaming, I was about to say something with both of those combined, but
Yeah.
I guess my thing is just like people watching me, and I'm just like, what the fuck are they doing on the other end? Like, I guess my mind gets into
Mhm.
that, and then when it comes to games, oh my god, like I be playing a game, I just be so locked in, like I don't be thinking to like look at people talking to me. That's the hardest part, 'cause it's like I'm just like engaged, and then people see me lose, they see me die. I'm just like, bruh.
It comes with practice though, like as far as like how you just said, like you're so locked into the game, like you just want to play the game, but then you have people that's trying to talk to you and you're like trying to balance one, can focusing on what you got to do on the mission, and two, trying to interact with the people. It's like, okay, how do you balance that? And it just kind of just happens over time. Like you just kind of get into a groove where it's like you look over at chat, you'll read a few of the chats, and then you just go back to the game, like, and then you'll respond to it, but you just still play the game. I think the bigger streamers, they don't care about that. They'll just look at chat and then they might see one comment and they'll still play the game, but they'll talk about something else or they'll try to, they'll do something else. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how people with 50K viewers be doing that shit, bro. That's insane to me. But
Like
yeah, yeah.
a coordination be off. Like I'm not even gonna hold you. Me trying to talk
Yeah.
and play at the same time is just like
But people find that entertaining though. That's the thing. Like, it's interesting what we feel like insecure about, like when people see us lose or like these other things. Is like, no, people find that funny and entertaining, like to see you crash out over like not beating a boss or like just losing your shit. Like being embarrassed, I can understand being embarrassed, or like you want to appear to be good at the game, but half the time, like it is what it is. Like, and people will enjoy the authenticity of you really trying your hardest to beat this level or this boss, this final boss, and you just can't. You keep dying until you actually do it, and then they're rooting for you because you beat it. Like it's just like it's a plot, like it's a whole method to the whole thing, and it's so cool. It's so cool. It's not as like I get it, I understand, but you don't have to be in your head about it though. You have to be in your head about
okay.
it.
Yeah, I'll have to try. Like I don't know how to do that, like with the whole camera stuff, because I got a camera,
Yeah.
but my PlayStation is over there. But the plus side is, in comparison to my last apartment, the
Hmm.
Wi-Fi, like the router is right behind the bitch instead of like on the other side of the room. So
Okay.
quality streaming there. Yeah, that just made me, no lie, that made me kind of nervous. Like when I play video games, my hands start sweating. Like
Mine
I
do
get
too.
too intense into the game. But
Be
okay,
making weird faces and everything. It's like you're literally locked in. Like people actually see you lock in, and it is weird, but you don't know. It is what it is.
okay. Well, I will have to give this a try. Ooh, it's nervous. That makes me nervous. I ain't gonna hold you. Okay, yeah, we'll have to talk offline with doing
Yeah.
this more because I'm still playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yes, the
Hmm.
game is fucking amazing. I think I got like 67 hours on it now, and I'm at
Nice.
like 60%, but it's good. Like I like the fact that they've done more with it in comparison to the previous game that they dropped, which I feel like they could have done more with,
Hmm.
but I get that they're like, hey, we did so much and then some with Valhalla, downloadable content, X, Y, and Z, additional shit that you didn't have to download. We threw that bitch in there too. So it's like, hey, let's keep it light. But this, I feel like they've gone back and expanded upon a little bit, but just not to the point of downloadable content yet. So it's still stuff to play. And then they said that they're supposed to be having Black Flag 2 come out later on this year. So
Mm.
that gives something to, I don't know, it was another game they said like Ghost of Tsushima, like the second one, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm for it. I'm down for it. I remember talking to one of my friends. They was like, I'm Japanned out. Like I'm cool. I ain't going to Japan for so many games. It's just like I
Yeah.
feel it. I definitely get it, but I'm just like I'm down to play it more. So It's that or another game. I know for a fact I'm not about to get on Marvel Rivals and do that. I remember I tried. I'm up to like level 11, but amidst it, somebody's like, "Yeah, you're terrible." And I'm just like, "Thanks. It's my
Oh
first
wow.
game. I
Okay.
truly appreciate it."
Thank you.
So, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
more so like a one-on-one person because I told you like I die when I play Call of Duty. Like
Hmm.
I like the campaigns, but yeah, my ass gets handed to on online games.
Yeah. Call of Duty is hard though. Like I be getting my ass whooped, and I feel like I'm good at the game. I be. It's crazy. It's crazy.
But we had some great ass conversations. Like I feel
Amazing.
like the flow went well with this, as well as like wanting to close out and get an idea like what you are going to be doing, like what you're working on, plug, promote yourself, like to the extent that you can promote yourself. So I know you're like, hey, like I'm working on something. I can't tell you until that bitch drops. So
A lot of that.
to the extent to
Actually,
what you can, yeah.
yeah. I actually just had a callback audition, a Kim Read for a film that I'm doing
Ooh.
later this year. So hopefully, you know, praying to the universe and God that that falls through. But yeah, I got some stuff in the works, man. And it'd be like random stuff. Like somebody will just hit me and be like, "Hey, do you want to be a part of this project?" And I'm like, "Sure," like, you know? So I've been in a space of so much gratitude lately because I don't have an agent. I'm not signed to any, agency that's putting me out there. Like I'm literally doing all this by myself and with like a community of people that I trust, that I confide in as well. But yeah, like it's really been me being proactive and I'm very proud of myself, I would say, because a few years ago, I wasn't motivated. I wasn't, I had my friends tell me like, "Hey, you're an actor. Let's like what's going on?" Like, you not saying that they were telling me that I need to be booking and doing all this other stuff, but they were like trying to put into perspective like you came out here for a reason and you should be using all this time that you have to actually go out and get it. So I appreciate, those people and, my friends that really put that fire under my ass because it motivated me. But yeah, like right now I'm just doing like just random projects really. I got some films that's coming up. I did some films last year that's gonna hopefully come out soon. I'm so excited for people to check out. Yeah, it's just, and then streaming. I just posted my first YouTube video of my stream from the other night. So I'm trying to, put YouTube videos up now. Like, hey, it's content season, bruh. We outside. We outside. We inside. We just content galore. Y'all,
Yeah.
y'all, y'all gonna be tired of seeing my face. I'm telling you. But I'm very intentional. I'm very intentional. I'm not just putting myself out there every day. Like whenever I finish a project, y'all don't even know I'm doing a project. Like when it's finished, that's when I post about it.
That's definitely like me trying to work with this. Like, hey, it's a podcast. Like, I was promoting, like, oh, I'm gonna be talking to da, da, da. Not getting that. Like, cool. Let me work my shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see you when it drops. Like, I work and talk to y'all. Like, oh yeah, hey. And this is me understanding, like, hey, what is it? Like, I got this clip. I like this. How do you feel about this? Because understanding that you are a part of this, and like, okay, bet. Moving forward with that and then dropping it. And it's just like, hey, if you want to collab on it, cool, we can collab on it. But like at this point in time, like you said, being intentional about what you're dropping and what you're delivering. And that for me, it's like, cool. I like me. I like how I look. But
Mm-hmm.
at this point in time in life, it's like, that's not what I'm trying to promote. Like,
Mm-hmm.
cool. I like how I look at certain places. Yeah, that's gonna be on my thing at that point in time. But me daily or like weekly, whenever I get these out, I want to share insight. Like, I want to catch these moments of funny that we're talking about. Like, maybe we both started our Saturn returns with shit happened to our fucking cars.
No.
Nobody would have thought of that. So it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, putting this stuff out there, sharing it with people, and whoever decides to catch it, cool. It might be some insight that you take, you can share with somebody else and go from there. But like I
Yeah.
said, being intentional with what we're putting out. And I think that just comes with getting older because at one point in time, it's like, oh, we just want people to see. Now it's like, all right, we want people to see, but what is it that we're sharing with what we're
Mm.
showing?
Yeah. Quality. I've really gotten to that saying of like quality over quantity. Like you want people to see quality more than you want them to see more of what you're doing. Like, yeah, it's cool. Like you said, like before, like I think our focus was like social media, like we got to be on the gram every day and like post on our stories and post, post pictures and stuff. And it's like now being more strategic in that, like posting for sure, but do you have a strategy to it? Like, what is your intention behind posting this? And not everything has to be like work or business related. Like it could be like your life, personal, maybe like how life is going for you. Like if you're really proud of something in your life, like maybe you're traveling and you just want to kind of just put that out there. Like it's okay to, it's a balance. There's always a balance in when you post. But I think people get this idea of like, they just need to be seen every single day. Is like, take a break. Like focus on what you got to focus on in your life. That's okay, but I think we need to put the focus back on ourselves in real life and not on these social media apps and doom scroll and all this other stuff and compare and all this. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, because it's just like there's days where it's like I want to be seen, and then there's days where I'm just like, I'm cool with just
Mm.
like watching and like
Yeah.
seeing what's there. But yeah, social media at this point is like, ooh, it makes you feel like, ooh, I have to be seen, like, or I have to post, like, some like having to be cognizant or relevant. It's like, no,
No.
not ain't shit happening. Not every like I'm just going to work. I'm gonna
Right.
be off. That like that's just like sometimes like ooh might be some shit that happened at work, like you said, but moderation. That's the biggest
Hmm.
thing. So
Yeah.
nah, this has definitely been good to just like reflect and talk about because like I said, wanting the conversation to have astrology sprinkled throughout of it, but really being able to talk and just like relay back and forth what it is, perspectives shared. So I truly appreciate that. Thank you so, so very much. And no lie, I
Of
want to
course.
say that maybe have you come back later, like in the year as things progress because it's like it'll be Virgo season as well as the eclipses take place during Virgo. So maybe something prominent with first house, seventh house associations. So we go from
I'm
that. Or
totally
just have you back on here for anything. Like have a conversation. Just talk.
I'm totally down. I appreciate you having me. I'm here anytime you want to have a conversation or you want me on your platform. I come say what's up to your people.
I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. And yeah, well, next time I'm down in LA, I'll have to let you know because when I'm there, what is to take place, who knows? I don't know. But
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
we'll do this. Oh yes.
For sure. We'll have to
Thank
link for surely.
Thank you so very much. But yes, it has been an absolute pleasure. I appreciate you being on here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. And I will see y'all next time. So until that, to be easy.
Peace, y'all.